Why has the New Age movement lost its way? And why I will never sell you fear. Hey guys, good morning. It is 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sitting here in my sit in love room. I just woke up. I just finished sitting in love. I woke up early this morning. Probably because I slept a lot yesterday. I slept a long time the night before, so I probably was not needing the rest. But I wanted to come on and talk about something that's been troubling me a little bit. Um, when I go on YouTube and I look at all of the the New Age gurus, the big famous New Age speakers, and big famous psychic mediums, um, and even some of the big New Age channels, YouTube channels, I see something I see a trend that, in my opinion, is antithetical to what people are looking for in life. It's antithetical to the idea of living a loving life or living spiritually, in my opinion. You see, when I look at the spiritual channels and the information that's out there, they're no longer talking about the present moment. They're all talking about conspiracy, controversy, or prophecy. Now, what this is it's marketing fear. You know, I had someone just the other day on one of my private sessions. Thankfully was able to help her alleviate this fear. She was terrified of not ascending to the 5D. Well, what is the 5D? The 5D is a prophecy that's been created by New Age teachers, gurus. And the thing about the 5D and all of these prophecies of what's coming in the future, all of them are safe things to say, because there's no way that they can ever put something tangible in your hand about it. They're telling you what to believe. They're telling you what to create in your life. There is nothing set in our future. If there was, all of the spiritual texts of old wouldn't say you have free will, the ability to create your experience. This concept that there's a fate or a destiny that we're all elevating to or ascending to is an idea that elicits fear. People are terrified of being left behind. The other thing they're selling is controversy of the past, the secret teachings, or the church lied to you, or all of these controversies. And what really bothers me about this is I want to live in a loving world. And all of these big spiritual promoters are selling fear and anxiety. And they're putting you into a place of, we have the best information, come to us and we'll share it with you. In the book of Matthew, it talks about knowing false prophets by their fruit. There's one spiritual teacher out there right now who I actually worked with in a different context. I worked with him in a comedy show. And the whole time he was there, he was just putting people down for not being as funny as he was. The term he kept using is, you don't have the chops. You don't have the chops. And I was like, this is a person who was telling everyone that he's a spiritual person, but yet he was putting everybody down around him to make himself feel powerful. During the time I worked with him, he had a person with him, and they were planning on how to make him a spiritual guru. They were planning on him being the next Wayne Dyer, is what the plan was. And they were literally building a business model around him becoming that. And I've now watched him, and now he's talking about the 5D and what you have to do to ascend, and he's talking like he already has. And yet I know him for a fact to be a guy who's struggling with his own need to feel powerful. And he's just selling something. He's marketing something. And because he had the financial means to build a brand around himself and to put that marketing in place, he was able to build himself up into this big thing. Now, I'm not going to share his name, I'm not going to share his name, and please don't try to make guesses. The last time I mentioned this person, I had many people start putting guesses in my thing. I'm never going to tell you. If I was going to tell you, I would put it in this video. Other thing is, I had one of the big spiritual YouTube channel hosts tell me if I wanted to grow my channel, I had to start creating more controversial YouTube topics. And he literally told me to go into ChatGPT and have it form controversial topic. Use the word controversial to create that intrigue. And I think that all of these people are doing humanity a disservice. I have 29,000 subscribers. I don't have a million. I don't have 500,000. I have 29,000. I'm a small little channel. Every day I see these guys making millions of dollars selling these controversies and these prophecies and all of these things. I'm not, and I don't care about the money they make. I really don't. I'm fine, right? But they have a platform that is simply scaring people. They have a platform that tells people not to worry about the now, but to focus on this future prophecy that is not set. The future is a malleable substance waiting for our belief. All the spiritual texts of old say that. The New Age people are pushing you into prophecy because they have nothing really to say about the now, about being loving now, about living loving now, about going out in the world and expressing love in that way. It's the spiritual movement, the spiritual New Age movement has drifted away. They're all talking about prophecy. They're all talking about controversy. I want to explain to you why I will never sell you fear. I will never do it. That would be completely against what Jeshua taught me. I will never sell you false hope. I will never sell you the latest urgent message from the cosmos. I will never sell you something that is designed to disempower you or let you know that you don't have the power now. I will never sell you something and market something that is designed to get you fearful. I will never do that. That is not what Jeshua did. Jeshua didn't scare people. What he did was he loved people, and he brought love into the experience. The New Age movement in the original content or the original context of the New Age movement was about unification. It's about bringing all of the thought processes together to pull down the barriers between religions and ideologies. Even the Theosophical Society, which lost its way a long time ago, started off trying to marry East and West religions so that they could come together as one. This idea of unity was what it was originally supposed to be. And now it's about controversy, conspiracy theories, and prophecies. It's no longer about being here now, living in the now, living in a loving life, bringing the kingdom of heaven to earth. It's not about that. It's not about being here now. It's not about being your divinity in the present moment, delivering love. It's not about humanity. It's about you getting to the next place that they're telling you is there when there is nothing ahead of you but a substance waiting for your belief. Negative people see a negative world because they believe in a negative world. People who cross over and have the near-death experience of seeing hell, in their life they believed in hell, and they believed they deserved to go to hell or done things wrong. And so when they crossed over, they had to go through that belief to touch that other side, which is pure and loving. It's not about that being a reality. It's more about that's being our belief. What you think you become, you create your world. Thought by thought you forge your destiny. As a man thinketh, so is he. There's nothing good nor bad, but thinking makes it so. That's this present moment. You only have your thought in this moment. The past is done. And that's just a collection of experiences that were created from your thoughts. The future, as I said, is substance, malleable substance, waiting for your belief, waiting for your thoughts to create in your now. But you will only ever experience anything in the now. And the New Age spiritual movement has now shifted into not being in the now. They're yelling about the past and all the controversies and conspiracy, the secret messages, or they're telling you that in the future, in 2025, the whole world's going to ascend. They are not in the present. They are selling fear, either from the past or for the future. And in reality, you never leave the present. And he who controls the fear in the present controls the narrative to put people in place. The more I put myself into the state of love and compassion, the more love and compassion I see in my world, the more people I know who shift out of fear and anxiety and shift into just saying hello and being nice to people, they start to see that result in their life. The New Age movement has lost that. And they're trying to tell me to sell that, to sell the New Age prophecies. They're trying to tell me to put talk about Jeshua as a controversy. Yes, he was a controversy, but he wasn't a controversy with secret hidden messages and that the Vatican's been lying to us about for years. It's none of that. What it is in the here and now. We are the creator of the experience. We create and we experience our life through our fears and anxieties. And the reason we do that is because that fear and anxiety is the illusion of our separation from God. And in this separation from God, we come to know God more fully. Bring the kingdom of heaven to earth. You have the ability to bring that love and compassion to here. And that's what Jeshua taught and was talking about. This idea of people who are so invested in the love of money that they're going to scare people to get more and more people to come. It really concerns me in the regard that people are believing them. People are thinking what they're saying is true, but it's not in this present moment. It's always about something in the future or some controversy in the past. They aren't now. They aren't in the now. Amen means right here, right now it is done. So be it. I am is not I was or I will be, and I am is God's name. Whatever you ask in God's name is granted. It's right here. These people are simply selling you fear. They're selling you uncertainty. They're selling you the not knowing what the truth really is. They're selling you these things. Spirituality is not about these heady concepts. It's about who you are in the now. And when I see these people talking about, you have to ascend, all they're doing is selling you the New Age rapture, which was an invention of the 1830s by John Nelson Darby. Minister John Nelson Darby created the rapture, and people have been selling the rapture for a long time. Whole book series, Left Behind and all that. The 5D ascension, all that, in my personal opinion, it's just selling a prophecy of the future so that you will jump on board and buy their book, have their courses and watch their videos. That's really all this really is. And somebody's got to step up and say it. Somebody's got to step up and say it, because if nobody ever steps up and say it, we can't come back to that place of love. We can't come back to that place of living in the present moment now and bringing the kingdom of heaven to earth, bringing love here in the now, being spiritual. Spirituality is the non-corporeal. It's the physical world is just a reflection of our non-corporeal thoughts, words, deeds. And you put those ideas into place, and that's creating. What these New Age marketers are doing is they're selling you something that they think you don't have, or they make you think you don't have, so that they can make their money. That's all that this is. And if nobody steps up and says this, then nobody's going to have the opportunity to come back to this loving place. I am appalled when I look on YouTube and I see the page after page after page of people selling fear, anxiety, and prophecy. It's disgusting to me, because it's not loving. It's not caring. It's not being present. It's selling you something. That's all it's doing in the present. It's just selling you something in the present. It's not spirituality. And people who claim to be big spiritual gurus and are selling you a prophecy of the future, that's the first person I would step away from. Because if you notice right now, if you go on YouTube, there's a million of them. And they're all talking about different prophecies, but they all have the same sort of inclination in them. You have to do this to ascend. You're not there, and so you have to do these things. They're telling you that you're less than. You're telling you that you're incomplete. They're telling you that you're not in a place of spiritual attainment or awareness. They're telling you it's something you have to do and work towards and get to. Many of them are telling you that they're there already. And you ask them, show me, and they're like, yeah, I can't. It can't be shown. There's nothing that they can do to validate what they're saying. That's the beauty of their market. They're selling nothing but fear, either of the future or of the past. They're not living, loving, and caring in the present. And that really bothers me. When I see it, I just feel like I want to come on and just say something about it, because I will never sell you fear. I don't care if it would make me 1 million subscribers. I don't care. It would be wrong of me to sell you fear. It would be wrong of me to sell you prophecy. It would be wrong of me not to talk about the here and now and its importance in the creation of our world. We only have the here and now to create. And if we're so focused on things out of our time frame, we're not creating anything in the now. We're creating fear and stagnation. I mean, you hear about the secret societies that control the world. You hear about the idea about the world is going to end, and then we're all going to be shifting into this new thing. And next week, whatever. Every year in December, you see the big shift will happen in the next year. Every year, you'll see the same headlines. Go back in time. You search the 2024 shift, and you'll find it. Find the 2023 shift, and you'll find it. 2022 shift, you'll find it, unless they deleted it. But I'm sure you'll still find some that are still up. I'm sure that you'll find some that are still up. Every year at the end of the year, it's the time to market fear for the next year. And it's gotten to this point now that people are believing it, and belief is thought, and thought is creative. So more and more fearful things will happen in the world, because these marketers are getting rich off of selling fear. And it bothers me. This is one of the moments where I could see why Jeshua would turn over the money changers' carts. He's seeing the money changers selling this stuff in the temple, and he throws their carts over, saying, don't do that. Love one another. Go out there. Share love and compassion. Treat your fellow man as you would want to be treated. All of those things that he talks about repeatedly in the Bible, which my beliefs on the Bible, just historically, it's wasn't written by him, right? There's nothing in there that was written by him, but to me, in the Bible, when that story of overturning the taxpayers' carts is basically saying, stop focusing on the love of money and start focusing on loving one another, loving your fellow man. And to me, that this fear-based movement in the New Age ideologies is getting to a point where it can really affect the world in negative ways. We live in a collective consciousness. We're all in this one experience together. But when the bulk of people get fearful, they do fearful things. And they start creating more fearful realities. And it's not about fighting against them. It's about countering them with pure love. It's about countering them by being love and showing love. It's about countering them by stepping up and saying, that's not loving, and showing the world that what they're doing is not loving. It's not spiritual. It's marketing. It's business. True spirituality is not about terrifying you into submission. It's about empowering you to step up into your divinity. Greater works than I have done, you will do. The kingdom of heaven is within you. You can ask mountains to move and it'll move. Nothing's impossible for you. Well, these controversies and prophecies tell you that it's not possible for you in the here and now. And everything that Joshua said is right here and now. It is possible. Not only is it possible, you have the power to do it. So why won't I ever drop into this fear-based marketing? And trust me, I've had people tell me to do it. I can't tell you how many products I've had offer to sponsor the channel, and I've said no to all of them, because I don't believe in their products. I don't believe in their method. I don't believe in their course. I don't believe what they're doing is actually helpful. And so people, they come and they want me to be a pitch man for their products. I haven't done it. The only only product I pitch is John's Joe Coffee, right? Because it funds this channel, because I don't make the money of the ad revenues that most people think I do. The idea of this is just for you to come back to, I don't want you to be fearful. I don't want you to be dependent on me or anything I have. I want to share love and compassion in the world. I don't want anybody to feel disempowered by something I've done or said. I don't want anybody to think that I'm going to tell them the future when I know the future is substance, and all it is us creating this experience around our present moment. I will never do those things, because that would not be the truth, my truth. It would not be my authentic self. I will never sell out. I will never sell out to the concept of being a millionaire person by creating fearful ideologies that mess up our world. I watch these people collaborating now to put these fearful messages into the world, and they sell them as if it's love. They sell them as if they're being loving. The 5D ascension, bring yourself to the place of love. It's not there. This idea that there's this event that's coming up, that's going to happen, is just a marketing tool. It's just a marketing tool. It really is not helpful in any way, shape, or form. It divides, it separates, just like the rapture. 144,000 souls. What happens to the rest of the 8 billion people in the world? That is this fear-based ideology of you having to live into, live up to, get to. And so it's always putting everything ahead of you like a carrot on a stick. Jeshua told you to drop the stick and eat the meal. Be in that moment of creation. Be in that ability to live in the spiritual moment now, because that's what creates your past, and that's what will create your future. Since your present moment is creating your next moment, since the thoughts about the now create the next moment, if you believe you're a seeker, you will forever seek. Decide that you are being the outcome. Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. In this moment, you have to be the change. You can't be the change in the future or the past. You can only be that change in the now. And when you're sitting in the present, focusing on the controversies that are being told to you about the past, which I will tell you, most of them are not true. I've had titles over videos that I was in saying that I said things or implied that I said things I never said, because it was more controversial. The future is not set. This idea that there's all these things that are going to happen, that's simply their marketing tool. So get present, be loving, take the time in this present moment to not follow anybody. Do you want to live in a loving world? Then be the love in the world. You want to live in a world that takes care of its fellow man? Then take care of your fellow man. If you want to live in a world where everyone has opportunity, then create opportunity. Those things happen now. They're not something we try to get to or never feel like we're complete because something's ahead of us that we're being told's ahead of us, like that carrot on that stick. And we're not being deceived by something in our past. You have all the power right here, right now to create the world you want. And these people who are selling you these fear-based ideologies and are doing so disingenuously because they're not living up to it. They're only worried about the money. And I ask you to please be authentic with yourself. Know that you're powerful. Know that you have the ability. Know that every spiritual teacher of the past that we all revere now has always said, the power is yours. It's your thought that creates. It's your experience to live into. These other guys, these other women are telling you what to believe. They're telling you what to put your faith in, what to put your thoughts in. Why are they doing that? Because it makes them money. That's the only reason why. And they've lost their way. They've lost their way. I think most of them probably started with very good intent, but they've lost their way with their love of money. And they're starting to scare people, and they're starting to disempower people by telling them they don't have the power in the now. And so I want you guys to understand that this will probably be the most controversial video I do, but I wouldn't be authentic. I wouldn't be truthful if I didn't step up and say this. I'm concerned about the sway these new age marketers have on other people. You see the struggles right now with, you know, recently there was the big debate between Wes Huff and Billy Carson. Billy Carson was selling controversy. Wes Huff was selling the ideologies of Christianity that says you have to believe in this messianic figure and there's no way to heaven but through him. Those are both selling you something. They're both selling you something. And the reality of it is, in my belief, you have all the power. You can be the love now. You can simplify. One of the things that's said in my very first regression, it's so simple we have a hard time comprehending it. And it is far simpler. Live loving now, and you'll experience the greatest spiritual awakening of your life. I the more I simplified, the more I stripped away, the more easy experience I've had. I've had all of them: out of bodies, astral travel, Kundalini risings. I've had all of them, but it wasn't because of the doctrines, dogmas, the prophecies, or the conspiracies. It was because I brought myself to my I am moment, and I lived it fully. And everybody can do this. I'm not special. I'm just someone who's found something. It reminds me of the line in the Bible: "Take heart, I have overcome the world." You don't tell someone to take heart unless you're letting them know they can, empowering them to know they have the ability. I love all of you, and I really appreciate the people on my channel who come with an open heart and are finding their power within. You read the testimonials on my private sessions page, and you'll see people down there who took the teachings that I deliver, which I believe are the teachings of Jeshua, and they changed their lives. Many of them healed themselves. Many of them have stepped into greater expansions of their own power of creation. And you all have that ability. There's not one person here who's not powerful. We're all part of God, and there's not one part of God that is more or less worthy than any other part of God. You are part of God, so you're not lacking. You're just unaware of your own divinity and your own power, and that's in the here and now. It's not in some future thing that you have to do to get to, or some course you have to take to get to. And it's not that you're missing knowledge from the past. It's just a matter of you being here and grabbing control of your life and declaring with your I am statements that you are delivering it. And that's my thought on this. And I hope my rant hasn't turned any of you off. But I really think it needs to be said that this fear-based marketing and spirituality is antithetical to spirituality itself. And that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See you. Bye.